Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my Road to Sun and Moon Challenge. Day 8. I am finally caught up. On the other videos I missed. So please check those out. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite Pokémon spin-offs. Now, what a spin-off is, it's basically not a main series Pokemon game, but just like a spin-off game that is different and doesn't follow like the handheld games. I'm talking about like Fire Red, X and Y, Pokemon Red, Blue, you know, those games. Those are official legit Pokemon games. These are spin-off games. They're still made from the Pokemon Company, but they're different. Like, they're not following those too much. And they're usually on consoles, because, you know, most Pokemon games are on handheld. And just so you know, this is 100% my complete opinion. You have a problem with it, I'm sorry. It's my opinion. So let's start off with number 5, and that is Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. This is a fantastic game series. I'm putting this as a tie because they're basically the same game, but just a bit different. Pokemon Stadium only has Gen 1 Pokemon that you can rent, and you can also transfer Pokemon from Red and Blue if you have the correct, you know, stuff. Pokemon Stadium 2 has Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2, and you can transfer Pokemon from Crystal, Silver, and Gold. So, yeah, pretty cool. I love these games. I specifically love Pokemon Stadium 2 just a bit more, just because it's more updated, and I love mini games and stuff like that, and it's just a fantastic game. Fun to play, and I love playing it with friends when I get the chance, which is pretty rare nowadays since they don't really bring their N64 controllers to my house when I want to play the game with them. And I only have one controller since they're old and they break easily. Curse you, controllers! And they're pretty rare. I used to have a really cool transparent purple one, but that one broke. Curse you, rage quits! No, but seriously, I love Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Great games. Fantastic. If you have a chance to buy it, or if you have it, that's fantastic. I have both copies myself. I'll post a picture on Twitter if you want proof. Link in the description if you want to check out my Twitter. Anyway, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 on the list is Pokemon Colosseum, which is a GameCube game. I love Pokemon Colosseum. The main protagonist, I believe his name is Wes, if I'm not mistaken, is a awesome protagonist. He's a dark protagonist, and I love his backstory on how he's basically the bad guy. He starts off with the bad guy as one of the bad guys, but he becomes a good guy because he doesn't like what his team is doing. So he becomes a good guy and tries saving Shadow Pokemon from the bad guys. It's really awesome, and I just love how he started off with Umbreon and Espeon, which are 2 Eevee evolutions. But you do get the chance of catching one of the Johto starters at some point later. At least their middle stages. I usually go with Croconaw myself because, of course, you know me, I love Totodile. I just love this game. It's so enjoyable, and I have completed this game nearly 100%. I didn't do the Battle Mountain. Actually, I think that's a exclusive. No, that is. Yeah, I did the Battle Mountain thing where I didn't do the Battle Mountain thing, and I didn't purify all the Shadow Pokemon, but I've caught all the Shadow Pokemon, which took forever. Cause you, Tyranitar! You know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The game is really tough, though. It does have some pretty tough moments, and if you're catching all the Shadow Pokemon, even tougher, because a lot of the hard trainers in the game have them, and you have to be very careful not to kill them, because a lot of them are get it now or never, basically. You actually catch other people's Pokemon, but only the Shadow Pokemon they have. You can't catch just every Pokemon you see. And it's a good thing you're doing this, because typically people that have Shadow Pokemon are bad and are harming those Pokemon, are not treating those Pokemon correctly. So you're basically saving those Pokemon from those people. That's what you're doing. It's a really cool feature, and I absolutely love it. Pokemon Colosseum is fantastic. But there is one GameCube game I love more, one Pokemon spin-off I love more than Colosseum in that series, and that is number 3. Let's get to that in the next segment. Next up at number 3 is XD Gale of Darkness, which is the sequel to Pokemon Colosseum, but just with a different protagonist and a couple different characters. The one thing I love that makes this game better for me than Colosseum is that you actually start off with an Eevee, which means you could evolve it to any of the evolutions you want. Specifically, Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Espeon, or Umbreon. I personally usually go with either Jolteon or Espeon because those 2 are my personal favorites. We'll be doing my favorite evolution list at some other point in this marathon, but that'll be down the road. And I just love this game a little bit more just because of one specific thing, and that is Shadow freaking Lugia. Lugia is an awesome legendary Pokemon, and who doesn't hate Lugia? Who doesn't like Lugia? That's what I meant to say. Lugia is a cool-ass legendary, but let's not talk about that, okay? Shadow Lugia is badass, though. But anyway, I love XD Gale of Darkness, and one feature I kind of like that's a pretty small one is if you go into your Pokemon summary in the game, you could actually see what types they are good against and bad against. It's like a weakness chart, basically. No, it's what moves, it's how their moves work on other Pokemon types. It's like a really cool little weakness chart they have, and I wish they do that in future Pokemon games, but they never did that. It kind of sucks they only did that for that game. But I still like how they did that. It's a nice touch. I think I said did that more times than I've ever had in my life. XD Gale Darkness is a great game, and I highly recommend it. It's other than the fact that you get an Eevee instead of just starting off with an Espeon and Umbreon, if it wasn't for that, XD would have been number 4, and Colosseum would have been number 3. It would have been switched around, but I love how you get to choose your Eevee evolution instead of being stuck with one from the start of the game. You know what I mean? That's why I love this game so much. It's a good game, though. It's a good game. Seriously, check it out. Number 2 is, excuse my pronunciation, Pokémon Tournament, or Pokémon Tournament. This game is fantastic. It's a freaking Pokemon fighting game. And I've been waiting for this kind of game like this for years. Smash Brothers comes close, but Pokémon Tournament is easily better, mainly because it's exclusively Pokemon. And I really hope they add more Pokemon in the future. Specifically, you know, Empoleon, Scizor, Darkrai is definitely a good option. That's all I can think of right now, actually. My main in the game is Garchomp, personally, also because of various reasons. Garchomp is a fantastic Pokemon, very powerful, my favorite Pokemon of all time. And I'm mostly used to it because I used it in the story tournament mode of the game. So I'm extremely used to it. Though I haven't played the game in a while, so I'm kind of rusty now, but it's still a fantastic game. I love it. And like I said, I hope they add a crap load of more Pokemon, especially in the upcoming Nintendo Switch version, because I know they're making a Switch version. For those who don't know what Switch is, it's basically what is now known as the NX. No, it used to be known as the Nintendo NX, but then they confirmed that it's known as the Nintendo Switch. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check out the trailer. But Pokémon Tournament is definitely one of the best Pokemon games out there, especially a spin-off game. It's a fantastic one. It's straight up one of my favorites. And rounding out my list at number 1 is Super Smash Bros. And you're probably wondering, wait, that's not a Pokemon spin-off game. I looked it up. I looked up a list of Pokemon spin-off games, and that counts. It was on the list. I'll leave a link in the description so you can see the proof. That counts. And I love it. Reason why I think it counts mainly because it has Pokemon. Like the Pokeball item is probably one of the most popular items in the game, and it usually has at least 2 or 3 Pokemon on its roster, except for the very first, which I think only had Pikachu. But then after that, they added more and more Pokemon to the roster, and now at the current game, Pokemon or Super Smash Bros. 4 or Wii U and 3DS, there is 6 Pokemon, which include Pikachu, Lucario, Mewtwo, Jigglypuff, Greninja, and I forgot one other. It's so obvious, too. It's an obvious Charizard. So that's the roster for the 6 Pokemon in the whole game. Out of all the 50 characters, 6 of them are Pokemon, which is pretty awesome. I love Smash Brothers. And even though I said I liked Pokemon Tournament more than Smash Brothers, I was kind of joking. Smash Brothers is a classic. I've been playing it since the original. I loved it. I played Melee, which was fantastic. I played Brawl, which at some point was my favorite, and then I played and currently play the latest version, the Wii U version. I have the 3DS version, but I prefer the Wii U version 100%. All the games are fantastic. Fantastic series. I love this series, and that's why it's number 1 for me on my Pokemon spin-off list. And you're probably going to be like, it shouldn't count since it has more than just Pokemon characters. Well, if it's on the list of Pokemon spin-offs, it counts, okay? Seriously, look it up. But I love this game. It's my childhood. I played this game probably more than any other game ever, besides Xenoblade Chronicles and Pokemon, obviously, and Zelda. Okay, there's a few others, but those are some that I could think about right now. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.